¿Estás lista?
Lista.
Lista, perfecto. Oh, what's good, everybody? I'm here with
Katrina.
Katrina. And
Katrina.
Katrina.
No.
Do you like the English words, the English pronunciation?
I don't mind.
No, Katrina.
No, Katrina. But I like
Katrina's
more
nice.
Katri. Katri.
Yeah. Katri tiene la onda latina, no?
Exactly.
That's what you need. You don't want to lose that. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Actually, my name is from Russia. I think so. It's from a princess. She was called Katerina. Katerina. Fast is like Katrina.
Katrina. Katrina.
Yeah.
And why? Which princess?
I don't know. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. How do you know this then?
Because my mother told me
Okay.
about it. That she loved that name, and yeah.
Oh, that's good. Have you been to Russia?
No,
Go.
never.
How long have you been in Barcelona?
Since 2019.
2009.
5 years.
Yeah.
Almost 6.
Beautiful. And what brought you here in the first place?
Venezuela is not in a good place right now. So, yeah, I didn't saw myself having a good future over there because of the situation. So I came here because of my sister came here first.
Okay.
And I just follow her.
And are you enjoying it so far?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I love Barcelona.
Amazing. Me too.
Do you?
I do.
Exactly,
Hey,
right.
Yeah, beautiful
It's
city.
amazing.
It is
sunny.
an incredible
Today
city.
is sunny, finally.
It has been. I was worried it was going to rain again.
Yeah.
You know? But thankfully
Yeah.
it hasn't. And what do you devote yourself to these days?
What do I do, or
Yeah,
what
what,
do
like, What are you passionate about?
I could say helping others. That's kind of my mission today.
And what led you towards this? I know all of
It's
this
a long
already,
story.
yeah? I know all this already, but I'm probing. I'm probing for the questions, the answers.
A long
Yeah?
story. Do you
So,
want the short one or
I'm
the
a, look,
long?
so I'm a little unsure because I had never heard of this before actually Alex telling me about you, and then I obviously went through your profile, what is it, acute intermittent porphyria?
Almost you have it.
Porphyria or something?
Porphyria.
Porphyria, yes.
Yeah,
Porphyria.
in Spanish it's Porphyria,
Yes.
and in English it's Porphyria.
Porphyria.
Yeah.
Acute intermittent porphyria. And can you tell us about this?
Exactly. It's a group of rare diseases. There are like 7 or 8 types of porphyria. Mine, it's called acute intermittent porphyria. It comes with acute attacks, and it's intermittent porphyria because it comes with intermittent attacks.
Okay.
The attacks comes with abdominal pain, super abdominal pain, vomiting, nausea, seizures, red urine or obscure urine.
I saw your urine video today.
Exactly.
Yes.
I was trying to spread the word about this because that's a very common symptom. And yeah, it's horrible. And a porphyria attack is the worst thing I have lived. And yeah, that's what I do today. I try to spread the word and try to inform others about this disease because it actually exists and a lot of people have it but doesn't know. And that's why the diagnosis is so long. The time of the diagnosis is very, very long.
Yep.
And people suffer consequences such as paralysis or coma. I think it's
coma.
Coma.
Yes.
And even death. So it's horrible.
Very scary, yeah?
Yeah.
So when did your journey with this kind of begin? Were you born with this or did you contract
it's
it
genetic.
later?
It's genetic. I was born with this, but I didn't know that I had it. My mom has it, but didn't know also. So that's why I got paralyzed back in 2013. I had 21 years old. And I was presenting all these symptoms, the abdominal pain. It was like I was feeling like I was going to die. Like I was continuously vomiting. I was so bad in a state that I almost leave the world. It's so hard to
Scary,
yeah, it's awful.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a very dangerous disease because it's kind of invisible, and when it appears, it attacks you completely. So it's very important to inform about it and to spread the word.
Yeah. Incredible stuff that you got through all of this, yeah?
Yeah, 8 months later of my paralysis, I got paralyzed. Everything in my body stopped moving. I just could move only this of my body, and I lost my voice also. So 8 months later, after thousands and thousands of exams, and all my doctors get together every week just to talk about what's happening to me, awful situations also with doctors, because if they didn't know about this disease, they concluded that I was inventing is
Yeah, like making it up, like
making up the symptoms, lying, like
yeah, like there's something, a placebo kind of thing, like you've created it in your mind.
exactly, like it was all in my mind, and I was creating these symptoms and making it all up. So it didn't make sense, of course, because the next week after that, after this doctor said that, I started to paralyze. So how can I make up that,
Yes.
So anyway, long story short, 8 months later, after this paralysis, still paralyzed, I got tested of acute intermittent porphyria because my insurance recommended it.
Not the doctors.
Not the doctors, my insurance. I think they were studying my case a lot because I was constantly on the hospitals. And yeah, I had a lot of team. I was very privileged, I have to say that. And I had a whole team taking care of me, physiotherapists, nurses, and everything. So 8 months later, my insurance recommended to take the test, the acute intermittent porphyria test, and it got positive.
Wow. And so is there like a protocol to follow to heal this immediately, or were the doctors kind of still wondering, what do we do?
Exactly. No, the doctors didn't. They never talked to me about the disease because they didn't know anything about it. They didn't. It was the same as us as a family. We were researching about it because we didn't know about it. And then we get to know a place in Venezuela. The name is IVIC. Over there they study the disease, which is very surprising and very rare because it usually it is not known, this disease. So I got very lucky because I had that place, and they gave me my diagnosis, or my whole diagnosis, and also I got the treatment from them. And yeah, the disease, usually to eliminate an attack, you have to get a treatment in la vena.
Yeah, veins.
In the veins.
Yeah. Good English.
Yeah. And yeah, usually it disappears 4 days after. But you have to take
Days
a lot.
after.
4 days after.
Yeah.
There isn't a pill that you can take and to alleviate this pain. And the only thing I can have is morphine. It's a very strong drug, or fentanyl. Imagine that.
Crazy, yeah.
So yeah, it needs to be done in a hospital.
Amazing. And like, what were the first kind of initial thoughts when the world is crumbling in around you? Yeah, what are you thinking? A very young girl. How old were you at the time?
21 years old. Yeah.
Your whole life's just here. You're very beautiful, and it's just, yeah.
I mean, the first time, well, at first, of course, there was a lot of frustration, and I was very sad because I was in this situation, totally paralyzed, and I couldn't believe. I thought at the beginning that this was going to be 2 weeks and that's it. Like it was a flu, And then one of the doctors put me on earth. I don't know, put my feet on earth to tell me that, yeah, this is not something like whatever this is. No, you have something that we actually still don't know. We actually don't know how long it's going to take for you to fully recover, and we don't know how much. So imagine that. Of course, that day I cried a lot. I yelled, it was awful. But then the next day I was like, okay, I don't want to stay right here in my bed like this forever. I can't be like this forever. So I decided just to fight for it.
I love it.
Yeah,
love it.
And I wanted my life back and better. So after finally I got diagnosed, it was like we breathed, Like finally we had something to research and something to learn, but we had a road. We have
path.
path.
There's some light finally.
Exactly.
Some knowledge.
Exactly. So
How
it was a relief.
How good was that feeling? Yeah.
It was a relief. Woo! It was super strange feelings, of course, because
Is this real?
exactly,
Can I trust this?
exactly, like I have a rare disease. It's not easy to get into. How would you say to process it?
Yeah.
Exactly, like it's not easy. But yeah, I thought, you know what, this rare disease is not gonna be tougher than me, so let's fight it.
I love it. And so, was there anything specifically that got you through these really hard times in the beginning?
My family, of course, they were always with me. They never left me alone. And all my team, all the physiotherapists, they were always motivating me to continue. And yeah, I was a very privileged person. I know there are a lot of people that doesn't have the same lucky or the same
Medical care,
exactly.
things like this, yes.
Yeah, I have a good insurance, so I'm very fortunate. But yeah, that's it. My family, and wanting to get better.
Yeah.
I think the attitude I had back then, it was like I'm not gonna be here anymore in this bed. Like I need to get up, I need to walk. But yeah, it was a very slow and long process.
I love it. You're getting me hyped up, yeah? Fuck. So, I mean, you must have learnt a lot about yourself through this
Yeah.
process, yeah? So how did it change you as a human?
Yeah, exactly. And also what helped me a lot was to establish goals. I am a big fan of martial arts, boxing, and fit combat. It's called in Venezuela.
Were you before or after the Porphyria?
Exactly. Before, I was very into sports,
Okay.
into gym classes, fit combat classes. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to be a fit combat instructor. Why not? So let's achieve it. And that's what like made me continue to look forward that goal, you know? And yeah, it took me 3 years almost, but I got it. I am
Don't do that.
no, but
Yeah?
I did a bunch of classes, but I haven't done it since 2000, I think, 18.
Okay.
Like I left it, but I am now in boxing, so it's kind of the same.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And how do you feel when you look back to those old videos of when you were really, in it all happening?
Yeah, I am very used to it. I lived that experience, but it helps me to remember what happened and to take care of myself. And also, I use my experience to spread the word and to help others achieve their goals, because it seems that every time I share my story on Instagram or TikTok, for example, one new person text me, message me, hey, you know what, I'm gonna try it because your video motivated me a lot. And I'm like, thank you, that's my goal.
That clearly makes you feel so good, yeah? She's tearing up right now from the emotion. It's so good. That's so good. I love that. Beautiful. I'm going to look up for another question.
Yeah,
now.
of course.
4:28. I have to go soon.
Busco las preguntas de ChatGPT.
Yeah?
Me encanta. O sea, me encanta saber que no soy la única que utiliza esa vaina.
Todo se usa, ¿sabes? Sí. Yo soy tarde.
¿Cómo así?
Le pusimos nombre, me
¿A
decía, busca en
ChatGPT?
ChatGPT.
No.
Pídele Ramón.
Tu asistente
All right, here we go.
Ramón.
What advice would you give to... I got to say it without looking at the phone. You ready? What advice would you give to people struggling to stay true to themselves in life's challenges? Look, you can see that's from ChatGPT. That's not me, guys. That's ChatGPT. That's crap. That's crap. No, yeah. Leave the ChatGPT alone. Vamos natural. Yeah?
Natural.
Natural. Stay weird. Stay weird. Fuck ChatGPT. Yeah. But is it something you still live with today? Like, are you worried about another attack? Yeah.
Yeah, Porphyria attacks you whenever it wants. Like, I still have it. It's in my body, but that's why you need to take good care of yourself. Eat healthy, eat a lot of carbs, drink water, have not only a healthy life, but also like a mentally stable life. Because if you get depressed, it affects you also. The stress is also awful. It can Desencadenar.
Chain. Cause.
Cause like a chain reaction, a catalyst.
Exactly.
Yeah?
Stress can cause an attack of porphyria. So there's a lot of ups and downs of this disease, and there are a lot of people struggling with it.
So that's why you moved to Barcelona to smoke weed and chill at the beach, yeah?
We can't smoke
No,
weed,
no,
so
no, kidding.
No, don't do that.
Don't do that, guys.
No, but no, actually here I can find the treatment. That's why I'm here, like feeling safe, because I know if I have an attack, I can go to the hospital and get the treatment. In not all the countries they have the treatment. It's very rare.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a risk because it's always there with you, but you need to take care of yourself.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. And would you give any advice to anyone who's facing a similar struggle? Or life struggles, you know, to develop a good mindset and
Yeah, I think.
to live a less stressful life?
Yeah, I think my mindset back in 2013 was to have a good attitude and to have a positive mindset and establish goals. That's the most important thing for me. The first one was, okay, next week I need to move this finger. You know, those were tiny little things.
Hectic, yeah?
It was awful, and and then it was okay. No, now we're fully moving the hands, and then it was okay. My first step. Okay, next we are going to walk. Next we're going to try to run. I remember the first day I went to the gym and started trying to run. Of course, it wasn't a normal running like that guy running right now. It was awful. It was awful, but I tried, you know, and I continue trying. And I'm gonna say I embrace it. You know, porphyria doesn't define me, but I totally embrace it, and I was okay. I'm gonna live with this, but this is not going to stop me or ruining my life. You know. And yeah, that's it, I think.
Yeah, get some, yeah? So then what's next for you now, Katri?
I don't know. Stay weird.
Stay weird. Live life, have fun, yeah? Say that one more time to the camera.
Stay weird.
Ooh, so let's go. Thank you very much.
You're
on.
welcome. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah?
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Great.
Yeah.
Lo hice bien, marica, no sé.
Very inspiring.
This is the first time somebody interviewed me in English.
Yeah?
Well,
In
about
English.
porphyria.
Yeah.
I work in English. I work with I work with a foundation of porphyria in English in the United States. But it's not the same like actually having a camera and somebody interviewing you in English. It's not your language, native language.
You did very well.
Yeah?
Yeah, you were speaking very good. I was getting very inspired and it makes me want to go like, go attack life, you know? Yeah, it does. It does.
Okay.
Sorry guys, I have to go because I have to go do another
No worries. Stay
But
weird.
stay weird. I'm going to message Alex and let's go hang out one time.
Yes,
Yeah?
sure.
Perfect.